Hi, Gary. So today we'll do the third number of the first derivative test. And so you have to find the intervals where the function is increasing and decreasing, and also find the relative extreme values of f of x when it's equal to x squared times 7 minus x. So the first thing you have to do, as you can see right here, is that you have to find the derivative of the function. So what I did is that I distributed my x squared in my brackets of 7 minus x, which gave me 7x squared minus x cubed. And so the derivative of that using the power rule is going to be 14x minus 3x squared. So after that, you have to find the critical point using your derivative function. So now that I've found my derivative function, with that, I can try to find my critical points. And those critical points are gonna indicate me which x values can be relative minimum or maximum. And so what I do is that I put my derivative equal to 0, and then I factorize out the x. And so that means that my first critical point is going to be when x is equal to 0. Because if it's a 0, it's going to multiply, it's going to give me, the equation is going to give me 0. And so then my second x value is going to be 14 on 3. Because if I replace 14 on 3 in that equation, it's going to give me 0 too. So now I can find whether my different intervals are increasing or decreasing. And so between minus infinity and 0, when I use a test value of -1, it's going to give me that minus 17, which is negative. Then at my critical point of 0, it's going to give me 0. And between 0 and 14 on 3, if I use a test value of 1, sorry, right there of 1, it's going to give me 11, which is positive. And for 14 on 3, it's going to give me 0. And between 14 on 3 and plus infinity, it's going to give me -5, which is negative number. And so my conclusion is that between minus infinity is 0, it's going to be decreasing. Between 0 and 14 on 3, it's going to be increasing. And between 14 on 3 and plus infinity, it's going to be decreasing. This means that my point at 0 is going to be a relative minimum, and my point at 14 on 3 is going to be a relative maximum. So now we want to find the value of those points in our graph. So as you can see, my graph is right there. You can see my first critical point here and my second one here. So let's say A and B. So for my relative minimum, when I plug in my critical point at x is equal to 0 in my original function, which is x squared times 7 minus x. So that's going to give me the point of 0 0.0 for my relative minimum. For my relative maximum, it's going to give me, if I do the same thing, it's going to give me the point of 14 on 3 and 1372 on 27. That means that my final answer is that f of x is increasing between 0 and 14 on 3 and decreasing between minus infinity to 0 and 14 on 3 to plus infinity. So the relative minimum is 0 0.0, and the relative maximum is 14 on 3 and at 1372 on 27. Thank you.